What if I told you that the history we learn in school might be missing a few crucial chapters? What if the earliest stories of humanity weren't just myths, but records of something extraordinary? Let's travel back in time, not just hundreds, but thousands of years, to ancient Sumer, one of the first known civilizations. The Sumerians left us incredible clay tablets, filled with stories that challenge everything we thought we knew about our origins. According to these ancient texts, our story doesn't begin on Earth. It begins on a mysterious planet called Nibiru. The Sumerians wrote about a group of beings, the Anunnaki, who journeyed from Nibiru to Earth around 450,000 years ago. Why did they come here? It wasn't for conquest or exploration in the way we might think. They were on a mission driven by survival. Their home planet's atmosphere was failing, and they needed a very specific resource to save it. Gold, not for wealth, but for its unique properties. They believed that by pulverizing gold into a fine dust and releasing it into Nibiru's atmosphere, they could repair the damage and shield their world. So, they set up their first base on Earth, a place they called Eridu, in what is now southern Iraq, and began the arduous task of mining for gold. For thousands of years, the Anunnaki toiled, extracting the precious metal from the Earth, but the work was grueling, and the miners eventually grew tired and rebelled against the immense labor. They needed a new solution, a new workforce. This is where the story takes a truly mind-bending turn. Faced with a labor crisis, the Anunnaki leaders turned to their chief scientist and geneticist, a brilliant being named Enki. He proposed a radical idea. What if they could create a worker, a primitive helper, by engineering a new species? The plan was to take the existing hominids, unearth our early ancestors, and upgrade their DNA. By combining the genetic material of the Anunnaki with that of early humans, they could create a being intelligent enough to understand commands and strong enough to perform the work in the mines. The Sumerian texts describe this process in surprising detail, a process we would today call genetic engineering. They called their creation the Lulu, which translates to the mixed one. The first successful human, according to these tales, was named Adam, a figure many scholars compare to the biblical Adam. This new race of humans was created for a single purpose: to serve the Anunnaki and take over the back-breaking work of mining gold. These early humans weren't slaves in the traditional sense, but they were a created workforce, bound to their creators. They lived and worked alongside the Anunnaki, learning from them and helping them achieve their goal of saving Nibiru. This period marked the dawn of a new era, with two intelligent species coexisting on one planet. But as you might imagine, managing a new civilization and a massive mining operation wasn't easy, and tensions began to brew among the Anunnaki leadership. The two most powerful figures were half-brothers: Enki, the brilliant scientist who created humanity, and Enlil, the stern commander of the Earth mission. They had fundamentally different views on their creation. Enki felt a paternal connection to humanity. He saw their potential, their growing intelligence, and their capacity for more than just labor. He often acted as a secret benefactor, sharing knowledge and helping them develop. On the other hand, Enlil saw humans as nothing more than tools. He was strict, demanding, and often annoyed by their perceived shortcomings and their growing numbers. He believed they should be controlled and kept in their place. This core disagreement became the source of constant conflict. Their power struggles played out on a global scale, influencing the development of human societies. Cities were built, knowledge was disseminated, and then, often just as quickly, conflicts would erupt, leading to devastating wars and societal collapses described in texts like the Epic of Gilgamesh. One of the most famous stories is that of the Great Flood. According to the Sumerian version, Enlil, frustrated with humanity's noise and imperfections, decided to wipe them out with a cataclysmic flood. But Enki, ever a protector, secretly warned a faithful human, Ziusudratha, Sumerian Noin, instructing him to build a great boat to save himself, his family, and the seed of life from the coming disaster. This act of defiance saved humanity but deepened the rift between the two brothers, setting the stage for even greater conflicts to come. After the flood, human civilization had to be rebuilt from scratch. The Anunnaki continued to rule over humanity, establishing new cities and royal bloodlines to govern on their behalf. But the rivalry between Enki and Enlil's factions only intensified, branching out through their children. This long era of conflict is what many ancient myths refer to as the Wars of the Gods. These weren't just squabbles. They were battles that shaped the fate of nations. Eventually, a new major player emerged from the chaos. Marduk, Enki's firstborn son. Marduk was ambitious and charismatic. He believed it was his destiny to unite both the Anunnaki and humanity under his single rule. He established his power base in a new city you might have heard of, Babylon. Through political maneuvering and military might, Marduk challenged the old order. He eventually defeated Enlil's faction and declared himself the supreme god of Earth. A story chronicled in the Babylonian creation epic, the Enuma. With Marduk's rise to power, the dynamics changed completely. Some of the Anunnaki, including Enlil and his followers, found this new world order unacceptable. Rather than submit to Marduk's rule, they chose to leave Earth, returning to Nibiru, or venturing to other parts of the cosmos. The departure of these gods marked a turning point in our history. Humanity was left to its own devices, but with a legacy of advanced knowledge, a complex genetic heritage, and a history filled with tales of skyfaring creators. This story, etched into clay thousands of years ago, offers a fascinating, alternative perspective on who we are and where we might have come from. So, what do you think? Are these just elaborate myths from an ancient civilization with a wild imagination? Or could the Sumerians have been recording a history so profound that it has been forgotten or dismissed over time? The parallels between these tales and stories from other ancient cultures around the world are hard to ignore. From the gods who came from the sky to the great floods and the creation of humankind, these themes are universal. It makes you wonder if they all share a common origin, a true story of our deep past. Whatever you believe, exploring these ancient narratives opens up a world of possibilities and encourages us to keep asking the big questions about our place in the universe. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the heart of Sumerian history. If you found this as fascinating as I do, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the mysteries of our past. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, keep questioning everything.